Hi there, it's Anne of Rosie Duck Designs here. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Finally, we get to do a walk through the new annual catalogue, which was launched on the 4th of June, so that's just a couple of days ago. So I hope those of you that have either been on my online shop or have the actual catalogue have had an opportunity to have a look through it. But now is the day that we get to actually look inside, find out what is in there. If, like me, you're somebody who really prefers to actually have the catalogue in their hands, to me there's nothing quite so lovely as just relaxing with a drink in a nice comfy chair and just working my way through the catalogue. So if you're like me and you would like a copy of the catalogue and haven't yet got one, then do please use the contact me link at the front of the video and I will be very happy to put one in the post to you. Just a couple of things before we start. I have to say that the director has deserted me. He's been up here all morning and he's obviously got fed up, so he's made himself scarce. So whether we'll get to see him today or not, I don't know. Possibly the excitement's been too much for him, and he's coming, is he? Oh, I was just saying, Ollie, the excitement might have been too much for you with this launch of the new catalogue. You've had to go and have a lay down somewhere. So that's one thing. So we might see him in a minute. The other thing is I seem to have got a bit of a dodgy throat from somewhere. So do excuse me if I have to have a break and just clear my throat and possibly have a drink. I have to say I found this the other day when we were out shopping. I couldn't resist it. There's no coffee in here, just some water that I'm hoping is going to get me through this video. Something stronger might have been a better idea, but seriously it's just water. So without further ado, let's get started on the catalogue. If you've got a copy or you've seen it on the internet, you may have noticed it's a different format to what we've currently been used to. Excuse me. As usual, we've got a nice little introduction from Shelley Gardner, who is the chairman and board chair and co-founder of Stampin' Up. And as usual, we've got some nice family photos there. We've got Sarah here with her family, who is the current CEO of the company. I always think it's quite nice to have this a little bit of personal information. It sort of makes the company kind of more friendly and you can sort of relate to them a bit better. We've also got little features on here. So we've got a little icon here that's you look out for to remind you that you get 10% off of certain bundles or 10% off of bundles. The little N here in the star highlights the fact that it's a new product, and then we've got the social media icons as well to look out for. The YouTube one in particular, when you look for that in the catalogue, you'll see that there is a corresponding video that you can then go and find, which helps to explain how that product can be used. So I'm just going to turn the page over, and we've got details about the different stamps. So we've got the cling stamps, which is the red rubber stamp, and we've got the photopolymer stamp. And if I move forward to page 80, we've also got a list here of the different distinctive stamps that are in the catalogue. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 12 different distinctive stamps. It's one thing I forgot to count before I came on camera. So we're familiar with these two. These are carrying over the Forever Lovely and the Healing Hugs. And the point of the distinctive stamps is the fact that you get this really lovely depth of an image, almost like a photo quality. So you get the different shadings without having to stamp off like you would do normally. So that is that. We have the colour collections, so the ones that we've been familiar with after the colour revamp last year. So we've got our neutrals, brights, subtles, regals, 2018 to 2020 in colours, So I've still got my lovely lipstick, I'm thrilled to say. Mourning the loss of Lemon Lime Twist and Berry Burst, but I'm sure I'll get over it. And these are the colours that we've all been waiting to see what they would be, the 2019 to 2021 colours. So we've got Rocco Rose, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, which we met when I did the Hugs from Shelley kit, the last video on that, the Seaside Spray and the Purple Posy. And obviously our normal Whisper White, very vanilla and Basic Black. Now I have to say, before we go any further, the reason that makes Stampin' Up so good to use as far as their products are concerned is the quality of the products, and they will not release onto the market anything that is of any substandard quality. Unfortunately, at the moment there is a bit of an issue with the ink pads or the ink or the quality of the ink of the Purple Posy. So this actually as an ink pad is unavailable to order at the moment. So I just want to bring that to your attention. But all is not lost, because you can get this colour as a Stampin' Right marker in the pack of the 2019-2021 Stampin' Right markers. Oh, hello. Are we all awake now? Good job you didn't knock that water over. Or you can, which is what I've done for myself, buy the Stampin' blends in the light and the dark. So I've literally put an order in for a combo pack. So I've got this, I will have this to work with. So it's really not the end of the world that we haven't got the pad at the moment. And when we do get it, we can then be assured that it will be of the right quality. So I've got my little pads here, the 4 colours that I've got: Rocco Rose, Pretty Peacock and Terracotta Tile. I just wanted to highlight, if you're new to Stampin' Up and these stamping pads, but it's probably something we went into great detail about it last year, because these are a new stamping pad design, but it's probably not something that, certainly not I've mentioned since. But there's 2 features on here that are really useful. So when you open it up, notice that there's a little arrow there. If you just pull that back, you've got a choice of language. I'm obviously going to go with the English. So I've got here Seaside Spray. So it tells me on the front then of the pad what it is. And I get to stick myself all together on camera, so you know it's one of my authentic videos. Now we want to store our stamp pads upside down, so to stop them drying out. So I've turned it upside down, and I'm going to then just add my name across the top here. I did wonder whether this was a good idea, but I thought, you know what, there's no crafting in this, so there could be very little chance of those opportunities for a good laugh, so I thought I would do this. The other bit is this piece here, and it's just a plain line of the actual colour. I'm going to stick that on there. Open up the pad. You're paying attention to this up there. And then you see there's a little indentation there. And without sticking your fingers all over the ink pad, preferably, just fit it into that indentation, so that when you're working, you've got the colour of the ink that you're working with is on show. Because sometimes it's not always obvious what the colour is that you're using. So if you've got 2 or 3 pads open, you can suddenly find yourself sticking your stamp into the wrong colour. With that, I'm not going to say it's foolproof, because I'm probably going to do it at some point during this coming year, but it's pretty much foolproof. It's a really good idea. So you can see by looking at that little strip exactly what colour it is that you're using. So I just wanted to visit that little piece of information. It's exciting, isn't it? Look, it's a new colour. What do you think? Like that one? No, not bothered. This might be more your colour, terracotta tile. That'll probably merge with your fur a bit better. Right, so that's that bit. Did that without getting any ink on myself. Wonderful, never cease. So we're turning over the page now. We're to page 4, and I promise I'm not literally going to go through every single page. This is a sigh of relief from my cameraman. But this is the next bit that's different and really helpful. We've got the product coordination, and what this is doing is highlighting the different bundles. So this is where you buy the bundle, and the bundle is either going to be a die set and stamp set, or a punch and a stamp set, and buying the two together you get yourself a 10% discount. So this gives you all the different bundles that are in this year's catalogue. I'm not going to pick them all out. This may look familiar. This is the Daisy Lane bundle, and this is a new stamp set which is featuring not only the larger size daisy that we met last year. We've got a medium sized daisy and a coordinating punch, and that's enabling you to produce this sort of effect. So you've got small and large daisies. I have to say I loved the daisy punch when it first came out, so I'm really looking forward to having to play with that. So I don't expect you to be able to digest all of this in one go, but it's just sort of basically trying to show you the new outline of the catalogue. I have to say I love this. I can see that would be great if you've got children or grandchildren. These little this little lorry. Not going to work with a cat. You'll probably sort of jump on it and flatten it, but kiddies would love that, I would think. And then we've got another set down here. This is very different. The wiggle worm, again, very sort of child friendly, that one. And a Dino Days bundle. I think that is going to be really, really popular. And have to say, one of my personal favourites is this Sailing Home bundle. So that is going to be something I will be, I'm sure, featuring a lot of cards with, because I have got that already, and I got to a point where I was sort of couldn't tear myself away from using that. So we have 29 bundles in total. So that's a lot of things to entertain ourselves in the coming year. What also is very obvious from this is that it's not just showing you what the product is, it's actually for every bundle you've got a little project idea. So think of it not just as a catalogue, but also as an opportunity to have a look at the various projects that Stampin' Up have made up to go with the products, just to give you some ideas of how to start when you first get the product when you've bought it. I think you've got the gist of that. I kind of losing my train of thought there, but I think hopefully you've got what I'm trying to say. I need a drink. So moving on to now the sweets. So again, this is something that we're quite familiar with, but the layout of it is somewhat different this year. So we've got this one, for example, and one of the new things here, this is all the products that you can buy within this, or that come under this suite. If you would like to buy all of them, all you have to do is quote that one single number. So there is we'll take into account the 10% of the bundle
So you can buy the bundle on its own, you get 10% discount. If you buy all of it together, it takes that into account. So it just makes life that much easier if you're totally in love with a bundle and you want all of it. Otherwise, the products are, as usual, available on a separate basis. Buy what you like. So we've got, I like this, it's very quite delicate, isn't it? And so over here we can see the designer series paper. So this is a nice feature where you get quite a nice shot really of what the designer series paper is like. Now this one is particularly good because it is featuring all of the new colours. So if you're really taken with the new colours and you want to sort of start playing with those, this is a great designer series paper to start with. And you've got your stamp set there as well. Trying to think. You know what I mean. You're getting so much better at second guessing what I'm trying to say. So you can, if I'm losing it, you can feel free to join in at any time. This, I have to say, I have got to have. This is on my wish list, and this is the Noble Peacock Suite. I love these colours, I just adore them. And I have to say that I think it was last year, back in Celebration, we had a Peacock's stamp set, and I really loved that. And I was really sorry we only had it for the 3 months. So yeah, love this. And with this, we've got this beautiful speciality designer series paper, but there's also foil sheets that go with it, and that is in Blueberry Bushel, Old Olive, and Pretty Peacock. I have to say that I love that new colour. And this is the stamp set here. So then we move on to this one. Is proving very, very popular, and if you're on Pinterest, on YouTube, I'm sure you will have already seen some beautiful cards and other home decor pieces that people have already been making with this particular suite. Absolutely gorgeous. And with this one, she said, on here you've got this little icon here that looks like the YouTube icon. That denotes that there is a Stampin' Up video which is telling you how to make these flowers using the hot air balloon punch. So there's a whole tutorial on that. I will at some point be doing a blog post on this, and I will upload that anyway. But if you seriously can't wait for that, then it will be on the Stampin' Up YouTube channel. So we've got again the designer series paper, lovely stamp set, lots of really good sentiments on that one, and lots of different ideas of how we can use this particular suite. It also coordinates with the Garden Lane suite. So this is quite a simple suite, and you can use the two to actually increase the amount of creativity that so for example here we've got the Hello stamp that's been used. That's from here, and there's a lot of greens and a lot of things that actually will coordinate, so it really makes the possibilities of different ideas more of a reality. Sorry, I'm already getting hand signals. We've got a bit of a way to go, I have to say. So the next one, Follow Your Art. Very bright, vibrant little suite here. Nice little projects on here. Personally, not sure it's for me, I have to say. It's one of those that I might have to see what other people do with it, and then I'll be saying, oh yeah, I really got to have this. I love these little mini Stampin' Up gift boxes. You get a better view of it there. I can see I could probably be doing that for some little gifts, and there's some nice washi tape. It's got the little Stampin' Up logos here. And I've got to say, I like this button embossing folder. I could see that working just on its own, perhaps as the bases, as a background for a baby card. So there's elements in that I really love. Not top of my list, but then not everything can appeal to everybody. So I'm sure it's going to be very popular with other people. Then we've got a press petal suite. I have to say I absolutely adore this, and we've got some very unusual products in here. We've got some washi tape here that is actually pressed petals, or like pressed petals that it pulls apart and it will actually make up flowers. So that is going to be fun to use. And the other thing I really like with this is this little pressed petals journal. So it costs £6, and this is just one of the ideas that they've come up with. But I thought this would be great for perhaps somebody's going away on a trip, on a holiday, to perhaps for them to make notes about their journey. Perhaps somebody's going to uni and they want a journal to take with them. It's that time of year when we're looking for something, perhaps if we've got children, to give their teacher as a gift. So a handmade or hand finished journal would be quite a nice gift. Also, somebody perhaps as an engagement present, they've just announced they've got engaged. It would make perhaps a lovely idea to work towards a notebook where they can put ideas for their wedding down. So I thought that was a really interesting addition to this particular suite. There's also some lovely embellishments, and there is some really pretty designer series paper that I absolutely love. So that is on my very much towards the top of my next order, I have to say. There came a point where I had to say that's enough for now. The problem is if you get it all at once, even if you can afford to get it all at once, which I can't, but if you do, you can't use it all at once. So it kind of keeps it fresh and you've got something to look forward to. So moving on then to the next suite, we've got the Bird Ballad suite. Now this interestingly coordinates with the Hugs from Shelley paper pumpkin kit, and no, I've forgotten to bring it in with me, but there's some details of how the two things will actually work together. So for example, cutting out the little bird and then sticking it on one of the paper pumpkin kit cards, that looked quite effective. So again, look out for a blog post on that. As usual, the link to my blog will be on the front of the video. There's also some really lovely laser cut cards that come in a tin, so they're really pretty, and you've got the card base ready to go, which is really handy. Some very pretty little trinkets as well. There's the designer series paper. Then we've got coming up the dinosaur one. Now, as I said earlier in the video, I think this is going to be great for anybody who's got lots of cards to make for children. This, I thought, for the right people with the right possible sense of humour, look who's hatched, that would make quite a very unique new baby card. I also thought about possibly when a new baby arrives and there's an older child, they can get a bit overlooked. That would be a really nice card to perhaps send to the big brother or the big sister, just to make them feel part of the occasion, the event, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, love that. That's really good. Then we move on to, I'm not sure whether it was actually inspired by Monet. I've gone past it, but it looks very Monet-ish to me. beautiful designer series paper again, and we've got some interesting things here. We've got a punch that coordinates with the stamp set, and with this you can make some really nice flowers. So we've got not only daisy punches, we've got this punch now that will make this type of flower up. So great for cards, but also for a home decor piece. We've got these little fluffy yellow inserts which go into the centre of the flower once you've punched it out. I have a feeling these are a love them or hate them. They're very fluffy and I think they're brilliant, but I have seen other people react quite badly to them. If you don't like sort of small, it's a very sort of it's like a felty touch, so if you're not very good with felt, that's probably not for you. But then we do have the faceted gems that would work just as well. With this set you also got some lovely vellum card as well, cardstock, and designer series paper, and then we've got some vellum as well, which is brilliant for the flowers. I'm nearly there. The video hopefully will last. So we're going on to page 118, and we've got this other one here which is called the Mosaic Mood Suite. Again, I love the colours of this. It's very subtle, pastel-y, but then there's bursts of quite vibrant colour with this, especially with these faceted gems. I think they're really pretty, and it's got, I believe, over here, yes, one of my favourite greens, mint macaron, that wasn't in colour a little while ago and then came back in the colour revamp last year. So very pleased to see that playing a large role in that particular suite. Another one that I was particularly taken with was this one coming up, and this is See a Silhouette Suite. I think the effect of that is amazing with the dies. So you've got this tree and you've got the cutout of the there's like a dandelion here, and there's also some lettering, some words. Also used here is the new Stampin' Emboss powder, which is black and white, but the difference is that they're shimmer black and shimmer white. So I think they're going to be a lot of fun to use. And there's some really, although I tend to be more, I think, subtles, this is probably a bit brighter than I normally go, but I actually love this different colour combination. So probably my most favourite is the final one that we're going to look at, and it's this one, this Come Sail Away suite. I just love this sort of nautical theme that's going on here, and lots of I think very good for masculine cards. We quite often struggle with that, but it works, I think, for anybody, particularly somebody who likes to be near the sea. So again, really nice designer series paper. We've got a lovely lighthouse here, and the fact with this one, because we have the coordinating dies, you can actually achieve even more with that than you can the high tide stamp set, which I'm happy to say has also carried over. So we're not going to be short of nautical themes for the coming year. So we've got 12 suites altogether. So let's just move on now to the back of the catalogue. So again, you've got, as normal, you've got all your designer series paper shown at the back here. And there is also some laser cut speciality paper. So we had some of that last year, and that was very nice to work with. But we've also got the opportunity to get in colour designer series paper, or you can get designer series paper in any one of the colour collections. So lots of choice for paper. we're on borrowed time here, but let's just go with it. If it cuts off, we'll have to start again, and I will finish it in a second video. So we've got a nice selection here of Memories and More cards, great for scrapbooking, but also really good for a very quick card. There's lots of there's some nice die cut elements here in the Sail Away card pack, and we've also got one with the Magnolia Lane. Lots of different envelope combinations. We've got a couple of nice accessory kits here, and the standard things of packaging. Nice selection of ribbon trim. Some have carried over. I'm very pleased that my polka dot tulle ribbon, about the only ribbon I can seriously work with, has carried over. But there are some lovely ones here. I love this reversible ribbon here, Old Olive and Pretty Peacock. That's going to be lovely with the Noble Peacock suite. Also like this one, the black ribbon with the glitter in it. It says it's for sophisticated projects, and I can sort of see how that would work. Then we've got some nice scalloped linen ribbon here in the in colours, the 2019-2021 in colours. Lots of nice embellishments. Some you'll recognise that have carried over. Nice little Sail Away trinkets here that go with the Sailing Home, I think it's called, Sailing Home suite. And then we're moving on more here in colour, faceted dots, and these ones we had last year, the glitter enamel dots. I'm pleased to see they've carried forward, because I thought they were rather good. Liked those. And we've got these pretty peacock, Noble Peacock rhinestones as well. We've got some new additions into the Stampin' blend, so all the new colours will be in there, but we've also got an addition of grey granite in there, and so saffron. We've got an extra set of watercolour pencils this year, if watercolour pencils is your thing, and we also have another form of colouring, pigment sprinkles, which has taken over from the brush show that we had last year. And again, there is a YouTube video icon there. So we will check that out at some point, and I will upload that. So all the usual things that we expect to see in the catalogue. Details about the Stamparatus. There's a new foam mat and a deluxe foam mat been introduced. Very importantly, we still have the magnets. We've got the punches, the tools. We've got a new brush here that goes on the Take Your Pick tool. So that's taken over from the big brush that we had, that you can brush out the particularly delicate dies when you cut them out. So as usual, our selection of dies, embossing folders. I'm just randomly flicking through this because I know time is against us. We've also got kits. We've got one here where you need to add some additional items to it to be able to complete the cards, but as usual we have the all-inclusive kits as well, which I think they're brilliant, because you're never going to be without a card, because you can put these together so rapidly. Love this. This is a new one. We've had these two before. This is really useful because you've got some different sentiments in that, so you can make the card up to suit what you want to say. So I think that's brilliant. Moving on just very quickly, if you host a party, or if your sales, not your sales, but your order exceeds £150, you start to earn what we call Stampin' rewards. So for £150 above, it starts at 10% and it goes up depending on the level of the order, and you can use those rewards to take or to put towards anything in the catalogue. But there are also some stamp sets that are only available as host rewards. So for example, this one, we've got one here called Soft Spring. Its value is actually £15, but you would only pay £9 for it. So they are exclusive sets that are available only for those that host a party or those that whose order exceeds £150. In all seriousness, with a new catalogue, if you share it with your friends and family, it's very easy to spend £150 between. It's easy to spend it as an individual. It's easy to spend it with just a few friends. So worth thinking about. And also, it's always a time, if you've got a very long wish list, it's a time to think about, do you want to sign up and become a demonstrator in your own right? So that is another thing to consider. There's some lovely other cute little stamp sets that 35 minutes, right? Okay, cute stamp sets. Let me just share a couple of those with you that I really like. Now, those of you who know me know that I am obsessed with cows, as well as most things, cats and all sorts, anything with 4 legs really. But I do love cows, and I love this set, so I'm going to enjoy that one. But there's also a really pretty one here. Sorry. The walrus like that, and I particularly like this one here, back on your feet. I think it's always nice to have a stamp set that works if you're trying to, or if you need to get well card. And I kind of think these are quite cheery, even if someone's not feeling too good. And then on this one, I love that. That's just super cute, that one. Yeah, you like that one as well, did you? Oh, that's good, isn't it? They're not as cute as you, Ollie, but they are cute. So I'm happy to say that a lot of my favourites are remaining as well, in particular the 9 Lives and the Happy Tales, High Tide and Beautiful You. Also the Tea Together, if you remember that from the Spring Summer catalogue, I believe. And then we got the coordinating dies that you could get as a celebration reward. That's all now in the catalogue, so you can get both, and they make some really pretty cards, particularly when you use the stamping blends to colour in the images. So that's just a very quick walkthrough the catalogue. You can view the full catalogue on my online shop, so I'll put a link to that on the front. As usual, you can find me on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. I think I've forgotten one, but anyway, wherever you can find me there, and of course on YouTube. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and that would be great. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, all that happens is that you get notified when there is a video that I've uploaded, and you get the choice whether or not to watch it. My blog, you can also subscribe to that, so I'll put the link to that on the front of the video as usual. It's always nice to see some of the products, the actual products, so I plan to do that on my next video, just to show you or share with you some of the products that I've actually managed to buy so far myself. There's a few more winging their way to me as we. Oh, I'm glad you got a little bit more excited about the new catalogue, Ollie. Well, it's exciting, isn't it? Fun. All those lovely new things to play with. We can't wait, can we? Oh, we've got purrs as well. So I do apologise, as we suspected there was a tablet malfunction. I can't seem to get my tablet to go beyond the magic limit of 35 minutes. But anyway, so I will, as I say, just come back and do another video just so that I can show you the products that I've already managed to purchase myself, and there are, I have to say, a few more on their way to me as we speak. So I always think it's nice to see the products in the flesh, so to speak, but you know what I mean. And then we will then get on to doing some crafting, which is even more exciting. But until then, thanks again for joining me. Take care, and I will see you again very soon. So it's bye from me, and it's bye from Ollie. Say bye bye to everybody, Ollie.